Hey guys, remember Awkward Season 5, Episode 15, The Friend Connection, and I was definitely looking forward to this episode. I've really liked the second half of the season so far. I've liked the way they've set things up, and especially last week's when, now that we have the context and we know everything that's going on, and we know what all these characters have been through, for the past year, now we can really move forward. And that's exactly what this episode was about. This was definitely a filler type episode. Like, this definitely wasn't as plot driven as the other two episodes were. So I don't have a ton to say about this episode, but I am going to talk about the things I really liked and the things I really didn't like, because I was very divided with this episode. There were some things I really enjoyed about this episode and some things I really didn't enjoy about this episode. And I'm going to get into all those things I liked, what worked for me, what didn't work for me. But let's just get into this episode. And I gotta say, I think I have a better. This episode definitely gives us a clearer understanding of where we're headed this season. But basically, we start off with this episode, as we know, Jenna and Luke have now slept together, and Lizzie found them. She's not upset that the two of them slept together. She's not at all upset about that. She doesn't even think they slept together. She doesn't really think anything of it. She's just upset that they worked late, and basically, she actually wants to sit Jenna down to talk about her writing, because her writing she doesn't feel is that great, and she wants more authenticity, and she just wants Jenna to be more detailed. She doesn't want her to hide back on anything, but of course she has to ask Jenna about her last sexual experience, which is like the one thing that Jenna does not want to talk about, so she does whatever she can to hide the fact that her and Luke slept together, which it's clear this is something that she doesn't want anyone to find out, really. But I love Luke in this scene, him basically trying to get her to admit it. I thought was very funny. I definitely really enjoyed that. But then we get to Ophelia, who, as we know, is one of Lizzie's top writers. She's a huge fan of Ophelia. Ophelia's written this article about her boob size and how big it is, and it's like really effective, and she didn't really hold back, and that's exactly what Lizzie wants Jenna to do. And you really start to see that Jenna might be a little bit jealous of Ophelia, and honestly is kind of threatened by her, which I like seeing. I mean, Ophelia's not a character that has had a ton to do, but we've heard so much about her, and they're making her such a good character, and they're making her so interesting. You can understand why Jenna would be, I think, a bit threatened by her. I mean, Ophelia's just more liked than her, and I like the way that was done. I definitely really like that. And Jenna decides that the one thing she needs to try to do is maybe try to branch out more. Basically, by doing this, she tries to be friends with Ethan. That doesn't seem to work. He completely ignores her. He's literally like watching a video and tells her, "Oh, go." He's actually taking a quiz, and he's just like, "Oh, go away. I'm trying to take this quiz." And then Ophelia, she finds out that Ophelia has feelings for Ethan, even though he's gay. She doesn't care. She wants to be with him, and I thought that was pretty funny. But like Ethan, Ophelia's not that interested in her either. She doesn't really want to be friends with her. And Jenna thinks this is mainly because she's not published yet. She's not published. She doesn't have a published story, and they're not really going to acknowledge her much until she is published. Which, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, this is a very professional team. Well, they're not really professional team of writers, but they are a very dedicated group of writers who work very hard, and I'm sure that Ophelia and Lizzie have known each other for quite a few years, and that's why they're so close. And that's the thing that Jenna doesn't have. She doesn't really have experience with any of these people except for Luke, and with that said, she basically tells Luke that she likes him, but she needs to concentrate on getting published. As she's walking away from him, she narrates that she likes him a lot, which means there's going to be drama, and she really doesn't want drama between these two. Basically, she decides that she needs to maybe get some, figure out what to do about her relationship with Luke. So she basically decides to call Tamara, but Tamara is way too distracted with trying to plan this birthday party for Sadie, which is what most of the episode is about, is Sadie having this birthday party, and she's having Sadie try on outfits, and basically, you can tell in this episode, this is definitely the episode where you start to see how distant Tamara and Jenna are becoming. And it's not necessarily her fault. Yeah, she kind of made it happen, but in many ways, I mean, this is the kind of thing that happens in high school. You drift apart from people, and that's exactly what's going on with Tamara and Jenna. They're drifting away from each other. They're not exactly friends anymore, and they're just not as close as they once were, and that's definitely what you see in this episode, which I thought was very well handled. But basically, when the party comes out, Tamara awkwardly invites Jen to be polite. She doesn't mean to invite her, but she figures, you know what, she wants to go, so she invites her. And Jenna shows up for Sadie's party, and she discovers that no one has shown up yet except for Luke, which is very interesting and very awkward, obviously, because she doesn't want anyone else there. So Luke tells, well, she wants other people there. She wants to talk to not just Luke. And Luke tells Jenna that he knew she'd be the only one to show up on time. He didn't like thinking about her waiting by herself. And the scenes between Jenna and Luke, I really enjoy. I thought they were very well handled. I definitely like the way this was done. What didn't work for me was this subplot with Jake and Allie. It just didn't do anything really. And Allie basically is trying to get drunk, have Jake be her bartender or whatever. I don't know, something about it. I don't really think they're putting Jake to as good use this season as they should be. Definitely they could be doing a lot more with him, and they're just not. They're not doing the greatest stuff with him. I want them to give more to Lissa as well. Lissa, though, definitely had more to do here, because Lissa is also starting to feel a bit distant. She's not really feeling like she's as close with Sadie anymore. She feels like Tamara's replacing her, and you definitely see that Lissa and Jenna are in different positions. The difference is that Lissa actually has this great life, and she's kind of moved on and things like that, but she also wants to be friends with Sadie, because, Sadie was her best friend, and Tamara was Jenna's, and they're both going through very similar situations, and I like seeing that. The other thing that didn't work for me was everything about Sully. Let's talk about Sully. This is Maddie's girlfriend. I hate this girl. I hate this girl. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. I can't stand this girl. I want them to do whatever they can to get rid of her, because right now she's literally Eva 2.0. I mean, that's exactly what she is. She's way different than Eva, definitely. She's not as committed. She's not as emotional, but she's as annoying and makes me feel the same way I felt about Eva. This is a girl that whenever she comes on screen, I just want her to go away because she's ruining things. And this is a completely different girl from Maddie. This girl is into pranking. This girl drinks a lot. She's not really that romantic or anything. I mean, she really seems like a girl that doesn't take anything that seriously. And Maddie gets kicked out of the bar for fighting this other guy because he tries to come on to Sully. Sully tries to prank Jenna, and Jenna doesn't care. She's just kind of letting Maddie do his own thing, which I'm happy about. And Luke asks Jenna if she's going to follow him. Jenna realizes that for the first time, she doesn't feel anything for Maddie. Nothing whatsoever. Not love, not hate, just indifference. She asks Luke if he wants to leave with her, and she feels absolutely nothing. He's going to deal with it on his own. This is his girlfriend. He can control her if he wants to, but she has nothing to do with it, and she doesn't have to do that. The other thing that they show in this episode is that Sadie wants back Sergio. As we know, she wants to do whatever she can to get back Sergio, and she basically she wants to invite him to the party. She thinks Sergio's shown up, but when she kisses this guy, it's not Sergio, it's this other guy that's coming on to her, and basically that's what happens there. Jenna tries to go to Tamara and Sadie, but Tamara's literally just talking to Sadie and not really acknowledging Jenna much at all, and Jenna feels really obviously upset because this is her best friend, and she's not really acting like her best friend. They've really grown apart, and Jenna doesn't really know what happened. I mean, remember, Jenna was cut off, she stopped using social media, and obviously it's really divided Jenna and Tamara. They really aren't acting like friends anymore as much, which I'm sure we're going to see more scenes of them as friends, but right now, at least, things are not good between these two, definitely. They're not really friends. They need to figure things out, and Tamara's moved on without Jenna. Jenna is kind of, she's moved on without her, but she kind of wants the same thing as high school, and that's not what she's going to get, clearly, which is sad, but I like that she has Luke. I like that Luke is sticking by her. I think Luke's always been a good guy for her, and especially this particular half of this last season, I think it's very good for her to be with someone like Luke. So basically, the club owner tells Tamara that her credit card was declined, that Tamara can't leave until she pays her, and Tamara's freaking out, obviously, because, she paid for all this, and she can't do that. So Tamara gives her a different card, and I don't know if this is showing that Tamara's going to struggle with money, but this is definitely very interesting. Also, we know that her credit card was fake, that Sadie gave her, that she didn't give her an actual credit card, it was a fake one. I believe it was a fake credit card that she had, but I don't really know. Definitely very interesting there. We'll have to see where that goes. But in the end of the episode, Jenna spends all night talking to Luke. She asks him why he agreed so quickly when she said that she didn't want to date. He tells her he respects that she wants to do well at work, and he doesn't want to make her feel bad about it. And she realized she could date Luke without there being any drama, and tells him that she thinks that they should try again, because before, when she dated Luke, she was hung up on Maddie. She was still in love with Maddie. That was the thing. She wasn't over him. Now she's kind of indifferent to him. She doesn't really care how he feels, and now she's feeling like Luke is the right person for her. He cares about her. He wants her to do well in life, and he's just a very mature person, and is exactly what Jenna needs. And really, Luke is what Jenna needs at this point. I thought it was a great way in the episode. I definitely really enjoyed it. We end this episode with Jenna and Luke happily together, and that's basically how the episode ends. So not a ton to say about this episode. Definitely a very kind of filler episode. A lot of going on, the party and everything. but mixed feelings here, like I said. I don't really feel like they're giving Jake anything that great. I know they're trying to continue the Jake and Maddie friendship, which it's working for me, but at the same time, I wish they weren't as close friends because they're acting like they've seen each other before. And everyone else is being divided. Jake and Maddie are still staying friends. Something about that's just not working for me. I don't know what it is, but something about it's just not working. Sully, I can't stand this character. I know that Maddie wants to be with someone different, but please, I just make her more interesting because I don't like Sully right now, and I know that she's supposed to be annoying, but I don't like her right now. Jen and Luke, I think this is the perfect time for them to be together. I mean, really, she needs someone like Luke. Luke cares about her. Luke is not gonna just cheat on her. Luke cares about her work and everything. He's really the perfect guy to be with Jenna for Jenna to be with right now, and I definitely really did like seeing that. Jenna and Ophelia, she's clearly jealous of Ophelia. I think she's gonna try to get closer with Ophelia, but we'll have to see if that works out. We find Ophelia is also gonna take out Ethan on a date, so I'm interested in seeing where that's gonna go because it's clear that Ophelia does have feelings for Ethan, even though he's gay. She doesn't really seem to care, which I think is pretty funny that she doesn't really care how things go with Ethan, even though, she knows that he's gay. Um, Definitely, I think that's going to be interesting. But Tamara and Sadie, I mean, this is very interesting. The fact that these two are friends and the fact that she's kind of avoiding Jenna. I don't think she's purposely trying to avoid Jenna. I think she's just so wrapped up with Sadie, and there's so much more going on. They have so much more history that because of that, Jenna is no longer as close with her, and neither is Lissa to Sadie. And it's a sad thing, but I think they kind of are going to have to face it. And I think as the season goes on, they're going to grow more and more distant. And it's sad, but again, like I said, that's kind of what happens in high school. It's not really either their faults. They went in different directions. They're in different places, and now they're just not best friends anymore. That's just how it is. And I like seeing that. It's a good way to show what realistically happens at the end of high school, and I definitely really like that. But overall, guys, really good episode. Really did enjoy it. Like I said, the Jake stuff, not a fan of. Not a fan of Sully either. But other than that, I thought this was a pretty solid episode. I definitely enjoyed it. I always enjoy when Awkward has these, like, party episodes. Let me know what you guys saw this episode. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. We'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for Arrow, and we'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.